Hi.
I don't think I opened you.
You did not. That's a nice finger decoration.
It's a Band-Aid.
Very stylish.
Thank you? Wait, were you serious?
Should I be funny instead? What do you call a dog with?
It's a bandage. I injured myself. I used it to cover the wound. It keeps it from getting infected while it's healing.
One moment. Processing.
You okay?
Processing. Jingle. Okay. 6. Add 2 cup.
Chuck.
Okay. Salt, fat,
Hey,
acid,
you with me?
4.
Come on.
Okay.
Wow, didn't see you guys there. Let me just,
A loud car. To that thought. It is not. It is bipedal. Cabbage. Blarp.
Anyway, hi! Welcome to the 24th video in my series on 24 directors that I assume I would have been taught in film school if I'd gone to film school.
A dolphin. Sand. Blarp. Would be. Maple. Would abrupt. Blarp.
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the ride, and I'm just gonna see if I can help with, Chuck?
Hot potato. Blarp.
I don't want to analyze Hitchcock's techniques too much. Everything that could be said about it has been said in other places and by more articulate people.
Montage means the assembly of pieces of film, which, moved in rapid succession before the eye, create an idea.
Alfred Hitchcock was a disciple of the Soviet montage theorists. They believed that cinematic meaning derived from how a scene was edited together, a process they called montage, after the French word for assembly. Of course, when English-speaking cinephiles use the term montage, we mean montage sequences, and Hitchcock made many of the best of these, too, combining abrupt changes between shot sizes, lightning-fast cuts, and POV shots into kaleidoscopic whirlwinds of chaos. I think that's what montage sequences are best at, presenting a character's subjective view in a moment of high stress. It's confusing. It drops us right in the middle of things, as if we're the ones in danger. Shots rush by so fast, our ability to process them individually breaks down. We're left with few specifics, mostly just a feeling and a sense of the sequence as a whole. But this kind of rapid-fire, in-your-face editing has its limitations. Sometimes, you don't want the audience to feel confused and overwhelmed. You want them to feel stuck. They see what's happening, but there's nothing they can do except wait it out. Feel the difference? In my John Ford video from a few years back, I mentioned that longer takes force us to pay more attention to the mood of a scene, to the nuances of the actors' performances. Hitchcock uses them in the same way.
Hello, Tom. I think Thorwald's left. I don't...
We see the anxiety in characters' faces as they realize how screwed they are. And then sometimes he uses long takes to screw with us. Hitchcock explained the difference between shock and suspense by saying that shock was a bomb exploding. Suspense, on the other hand, was showing the audience a bomb under a table, then the people at the table chatting away, completely oblivious. Give the viewer a sliver of information, then make them sweat it out. Maybe let them overhear a few words from the other end of the telephone.
Lieutenant Doyle, sir? Speaking.
And force them to wait through the subsequent long take for answers. Oh, the anxiety. This is one reason that I enjoy Rope. The movie, you perverts! Filmed entirely in 10-minute takes, with half of them disguised through careful framing, The movie pulls us along, on the edge of our seats, hoping someone will uncover the murder and just have done with it. Hitchcock used the same technique on a smaller scale in his other films. The drawn-out panning shot of the courtyard in Rear Window that culminates in a scream, or the shot in Dial M for Murder where Margot fumbles for a way to drive off her attacker. These examples highlight the key component that makes long takes, or montage sequences for that matter, so effective. It's all about contrast. The bulk of any Hitchcock film is made up of fairly conventional sequences. Conversations are filmed using shot-reverse shot and the 180-degree rule. He almost always cuts on action. Pretty standard stuff, if your definition of standard includes a heavy dose of Kuleshov edits anyway. When this more typical coverage gives way to a sudden long take, or explodes into fragments, it's partly that contrast against everything that came before that makes it effective. This is one aspect of Hitchcock's style that's often overlooked, but it's a key part of it. Take any of his montage sequences out of context, say the shower scene from Psycho, and it feels sort of flat. Maybe a bit disorienting, but not really frightening. But what happens when you place it in the larger context of the film? For most of Psycho's first 46 minutes, anytime we see Marion alone, the scene plays out in a long, unbroken take, maybe with a few interpolated POV shots. So when this scene begins with Marion in her room trying to figure out how long it will take her to pay back the stolen money, we expect the same pattern. And initially, we get it. Following Marion from her desk, into the bathroom, then into the shower. Then a new pattern of shorter shots emerges. Our first hint that not all is well occurs here, in what feels almost like a jump cut. Our nervousness intensifies a few seconds later when the pattern is interrupted with this much longer shot. 3 whole seconds pass without much happening. This alone might set us on edge, but the framing is also important here. I talked in a previous video about the unease generated by unbalanced compositions. This shot just begs for somebody to fill the left half of the frame. Then, of course, somebody does. For me, it's this longer shot that makes the entire shower scene work. By pinning us to this single vantage point at the beginning, Hitchcock makes us painfully conscious of what's coming for Marion, and of how vulnerable and unaware she is. It's that bomb under the table again. This gives the subsequent rush of images a cathartic edge. Yeah, it's still disorienting and intense, but at the same time, what a relief after the previous shot. The tension shatters in a flurry of violence and fear that's almost too quick to process. But then, Hitchcock gives us the time to catch up. Marion tries in vain to remain standing, but falls. It's over. It's an incredibly well-crafted scene, especially when understood in the wider context of the film. And that's true even though the most often praised elements of the sequence's construction, 78 camera setups, 52 edits,
You never actually see her get stabbed.
are in fact not true. Psycho remains a masterpiece in spite of the mythology that surrounds it. The genius of Alfred Hitchcock was not just in his montage sequences, but in his skill in pacing the shots of every sequence, cutting short or holding long to achieve the exact effect he wanted. Filmmaking isn't about finding that one right tool that you can use in every situation. It's a dance. The trick is to find the rhythm, make it your own, and keep them guessing. Hey, film dorks. Holy shit,
Potato.
we made it. As I mentioned before, that was the last video in my series of 24 great directors. It's been an amazing journey these last few years, and I've learned so much about filmmaking and about myself. Seriously though, whether you've been with me since the beginning or you're a first-time viewer, thank you so much for being with me on this journey. Kat, I really appreciate everybody who's taken the time to watch these videos, who's liked, shared, commented, subscribed. All of it means a lot to me, it really does. So the rest of 2021 is going to look a little different. Instead of a big end-of-the-month video essay, look for smaller reviews scattered throughout, along with conversations with Chuck.
Cabbage. 15. Pickling.
If Chuck manages to unglitch herself, and some other more short-form videos that I want to try out. Also, in December, there'll be my best, worst, and weirdest of the year. And sometime in October, there'll be an announcement video about the plan for 2022, which I'm really excited about. Also, I keep forgetting to mention this, but Frame24 is on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter now at Frame244. I'll post links to both in the description. So, in short, watch this space. Anyway, I hope everyone's staying safe, happy, and well, and I'll see you on the flip side. Chuck, you got anything you want to add?
Pickling. Up week.
Oh, okay.
Blarp.